This is Jonathan St. James, and you're listening to The Truth is Still Straight podcast.
All right, folks, welcome to the show. It's Jonathan St. James along with Jim, and this is The Truth is Still Straight podcast. What's going on, Jim? How's everything?
Everything's all right. So being cold and snowy, everything's going good.
Yeah, so, people, this is what they were saying last week that you weren't on the show. But this is what they were saying when I came on. So yeah, what's going on? I don't know. It's a lot going on, but nothing I want to talk about. Still got this cold. It's been messing me up. Of course, the Omicron got me freaking out. I think Kevin Samuels ended up with corona. So I've been doing these PCRs and these rapid tests, making sure that I'm safe. So far, so good. But, I don't want to be one of those people that ends up in the danger zone. So, of course, Kevin Samuels doesn't use it for that. But I figured that was the perfect place to use it. All right. So, let's talk about movies, right? This 335 came out. It didn't do too good. I think it only made $4.8 million. Got bad reviews and stuff like that. You know about that movie, Jim?
No, did you saw it?
No, what? You think I saw that? Come on, man. Come on.
I was asking.
Don't insult my world like that. First of all, I don't particularly, Lupita Nyong'o I kind of like, but I'm not a fan of any of those actresses that's in the movie, really. So I didn't watch it. No. And it wasn't on my Plex, I like to see the free stuff. I did watch the Ghostbusters. That was pretty good. I didn't think it was going to be good, but I ended up enjoying the movie.
Oh, you liked it?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay.
The part with what's his name, Egon, was a little interesting and weirded out, but it's a movie about ghosts, so you can't be too, funny about that. They put him up there, and sorry if you didn't watch the movie, folks, but spoiler there, he's in the movie as a ghost. You can be mad. Watch it if you want. But it was pretty good. I'm trying to think. Oh, Spider-Man was excellent. I love that movie.
Loved it. Yes, loved it. That was really good.
So that's pretty much it. Oh, I want to shout out to all my peeps watching in the universe. The Truth is Still Straight World, Pedro, Milton Gonzalez, Tatiana Cruz, Lee, V, Sister Millie, anybody else that's out there, Nasara, whoever is paying attention to the show. I'm not sure. As I said, drop me a note somewhere and let me know that you're watching, and we'll give you a shout out. Yeah. All right. So what else is going on in the world? Got a new mayor in New York, of course, bye-bye de Blasio. Don't remember if we talked about that. Oh my God, there was a funny Saturday Night Live skit with Eric Adams. That was hilarious. For those of you who don't know, Eric Adams is the current mayor of New York City. They had a very funny skit that I wanted to play really quick one. I was trying to get it up on here, but it's not being cooperative right now. Let me see if I can get it up on the screen. It is hilarious. So I wanted to show everybody if I can get it up. My internet is moving real slow for some reason today. I don't know why. I do not know why. Hopefully I can get it up here. Oh, dang, it's not even showing up here. I could have sworn that I watched it on here. It's not showing on my history. Let me do this. Eric Adams. SNL. Let's try that. Let's see if it'll pop up. This slow internet. It is so slow today. I don't know why it's acting this way. What's going on here? Oh my goodness. It is acting really slow today. Well, if I don't get it up, I'll go back to what I. Yeah, it's not. Oh, I know why. It's going into history. Oh, forget it. Let me go back to what I was gonna. I'm gonna forget that for now because it's just acting like a fool. For some reason, it's not searching my whole history. No, it's searching the history, and even though I watched it on my account, it doesn't have it as me watching it, so I won't show up. So let me
Okay.
just let me get to what I was intending on doing, getting to the Kevin Samuels reaction. And this is basically a reaction video to Kevin Samuels, women need to work for high value men. And it's towards the end when the callers come in. We're not going to go through the whole video because the whole video is an hour and 25 minutes and 20 seconds. So as soon as it starts buffering, as I told you, my internet is acting. I'm really sure it's just my computer just acting funny. But as soon as that comes together, I'll play that. So I'm just okay. So it looks like it's together now. Let me go to this, change the scenery. And there you go. Let me just take off the mute and we're gonna play this now.
I'm 34.
All right. Let me make sure everybody can hear me. So what do you got for me on the topic? What do you think about some of the things I'm talking about? Would you be willing to quit your job to go work for your man?
Yes. I mean, I'm all in. I agree with many of the points that you stated. It's something that I would do if I was in the position. However, you know, it's still some hesitation and worry there, just in case it doesn't work out. And so, like,
What do you?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I want to get to that. I want to talk about that because that's a serious problem that we have in society, especially in the minority community, where parents have somehow told their daughters that relationships will not work out. So that is basically what she's saying, is that she's hesitant because it may not work out. So if she quits her job to support this man, it most likely will not work out. Did you want to say something about that, Jim?
Everybody is like risk adverse. It's like they treat people like a portfolio. It's crazy. Keep going, no, but you had your points going. Keep going.
Yeah. So you know what? There's validity to that. There's definitely some validity to that where there's a great possibility a relationship would work out. So I understand. Let's go back.
I mean, what do you mean? Hesitation in what? Quitting and going to work for men, or if it didn't work out?
yes, like quitting, the career that I have, the stability, the income that I'm making, to kind of venture out into something that is a bit,
What do you do for a living?
I
Real
work in
real
luxury
estate.
retail.
What?
Okay. If you went out with a broken ankle for 6 months, could you go back to work?
Coincidentally enough, I actually have like fractured my ankle and was out of work
So
for
so the
about
answer is yeah, I could go back to work.
yes.
If I broke my ankle.
The facts right there. So I like what he said there because he made a good point. He said, can you go back to work if you don't work out with your man? And she said, yes. So yeah, there's ways around that. The truth of the matter is most relationships don't work out until you finally find that right one. And it usually takes a lot of work involved. And if you're not putting in that work, most likely you're in for trouble when you meet someone. I mean, that's just a matter of fact. You know, most people, they don't end up with the first person they're with. They got to go through a lot of growing pains and learning that individual. And of course, we're not built for long-term relationships in 2022, 2021, I'm sure when that video came out and beyond. So yeah, there's a bit of a handicap. And, I agree with the ladies on that, but no risk, no reward, right?
That's what it is.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go back to what she was saying, which I'm not against what she's saying. I just want to make it clear there's some validity to that in terms of giving up everything for a relationship, especially if you're not married to the person. I think people need to be not be afraid of marriage. And I think that's the problem a lot of women do have. They're very fearful of marriage, that the marriage is not going to work out. But if you're agreeing to get married to somebody, you got to have some confidence in the marriage. Dating is a different story. Dating someone, yeah, I wouldn't be too confident in that in terms of like quitting your job or something like that. But if you're married, you got to give it some effort. You can't go into a marriage thinking about if you get divorced, because you think like that, more times than not, what women like to say, manifesting. That manifests. Yep. And then of course, everything is a alarm and red flag. And next thing you know, you ending up broken up with somebody. Anyway, back to the video.
Cool. I could go back to work in luxury retail. So if it didn't work, you could still go back to work.
It's a valid point. Valid, yes.
How are you down there at the bottom? Hello.
Willow Smith.
How old are
Can
you?
you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
I'm 18.
She whipping her hair back.
18. All right. So what do you think about what we're
18?
talking about?
Is she kind of young for this?
I think that
That's what I'm
I
saying.
would definitely work for my husband if it was leading towards something, but
I smell cat. You're 18.
18.
Well,
yeah.
Sure.
First off, most people don't have careers.
Most people don't
They
have
jobs.
facts.
Okay.
Jobs.
Okay. So I need you ladies to have a change in mindset.
Change your mindset. I agree.
80% of divorces are filed by women.
Mm-hmm.
When relationships end, most of the time it's because y'all leave. So if relationships don't work, who's leaving?
The lady.
Statistically.
It's the woman, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's my point. See, I was talking to this young lady the other day on Instagram, and a lot of the conversation was driven by fear of what could happen.
That's what we were just talking about. Exactly.
What if versus what is? Please, people. Fear.
Mm-hmm. Kevin, this is what I got to tell you right now with this conversation.
He's on fire.
Mm-hmm. And it's true. It's the relationships are so, when it comes to women, it is so fear-based. And unfortunately, that is an indoctrination that young women get from their families and from society. Society says you got to take care of yourself because one, you don't need no man to take care of you. And two, a man may not be there for them to take care of you. And, those are valid points. And I agree that you should have the skills to take care of yourself if that ends up being the case. But you can't go into the marriage thinking that you're going to not end up with that person. And that may be the case. They say 50% of marriages end in divorce, but that doesn't mean you gear your marriage to a divorce. And that's what people have to realize. You can't manifest your marriage into a divorce. And too many people do that. Before they even get married is already doomed. And you got to pay attention to those things. And if you're not marriage material and your man is not marriage material, I'm going to tell you, do not get married. All right, let's go back to Kevin.
Hold on. Elias, I'm gonna bring you in on the Zoom side. And it's like how else is it supposed to work? Is a man supposed to date you, sink a lot of cost into you, propose to you, get married, and then determine whether or not you're going to be a wife, or should you earn the title of wife?
I guess we should earn it, but
that's Willow Smith.
There's a lot of options that we have. At my age, I have a lot of options. So it's kind of difficult for me to.
What options?
I need you to understand something.
Hold on. First of all, lady, let's keep it real. Let's ask Maury Povich about that. Maury Povich, what do you think Willow Smith about what she said?
My detector test determined that was a lie.
So let's verify one thing and get it clear. Your options are for dating and it's short-term relationship. You don't have a lot of options for serious relationships and marriage. Let's keep that real. And that's the problem. I'm not sure what women look at when they're 18 years old, because when you're 18 years old, who are you dating? Another 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old guy. And those guys are not looking to get married and settle down. And if they do get married and settle down, they're not mentally and psychologically and emotionally equipped to be married. So if you're marrying a young guy, more times than not, that's going to be very disastrous, because he doesn't know how, most people don't know how to be husbands and wives. Let's just keep it clear. Society has failed us in preparing us for marriage, and we do it because we know that there's a place in our lives, in our worlds, where we should be married, have a husband, family, kids, home, stuff like that. But our parents and their parents have somehow failed us at what that should look like. And I think we are in a society where society is raising our kids and not the parents, to a certain extent. And I think that's really why we are where we are today. And it's a few generations removed. And I would say it started when we had to put everybody in the workplace. And, I'm not an advocate of saying that women have to stay home and be pregnant, but women should have the ability, if they want to work, to work. If they don't want to work, they can stay home. But unfortunately, we live in a society where more times than not, that is impossible. Both parents have to work, because the father's not extremely wealthy or making, and it's funny how society has also dictated that people must have a lot of money to live in this country for the most part. You live in New York or New Jersey, places in California, stuff like that. You have to be rolling in the dough to be able to have your wife at home, and she be able to take care of the kids voluntarily take care of the kids. Now it's very hard for that to happen. Both parents have to be out. So there's a strain in raising kids when mom is at work, dad is at work, and you're doing the best you can. You got daycare, school, and they're not very helpful. I don't know if you pay attention to what's going on in school. They're trying to tell your kids how society is supposed to perceive other people and sexuality and stuff like that. It's no longer your job. The school system is telling people how they should live their lives and how they should think. It's outrageous, but unfortunately, most of us can't afford to send our kids to schools where they leave that up to the parents to do the best that they can in raising their kids right. So, yeah.
You watch my show. I need you to look at all the women who were 18 who had a lot of options, whose options are looking like nothing right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're as young as you're going to be, and you got the most options you're going to have around this time between now and 22. Go back and watch my content. I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah, the options are different. The options are different when you hit 34.
Very much. So you're 18, and at 18, it's all hope. It's all, well, I got a lot of options. Is your mom married?
No, she's single.
Figured
Okay.
that.
Well, what does that tell you?
Whip your hair back, Willow.
Yeah.
There you go. See, is your mom encouraging you to get married?
She does want me to find love. She always says that.
Not the
but-
same thing.
No. Marriage, not love. Marriage. That's a difference.
That's the thing. She doesn't really talk about marriage that
Mhm.
much.
Right.
Mhm.
So you have an issue. Many women are being raised by women who aren't wise.
Right.
So mothers are not stressing relationships. They're stressing independence and jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get out here, 7 years from now, you'll be 25 with a degree, a job, and a lifetime of work ahead of you because you haven't learned how to be a wife.
Facts.
Options don't matter if you're not being an option of a man who wants a wife. What do you think about that? What's her name? What's her name?
Anytime.
Anytime.
What?
Yes.
Anytime.
So did I say anything that it was off, or do you agree?
No, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. We are moving more fear-based, and I guess if we don't try, if it'll work out, we won't know. But
hold on, let me bring in Eliza real quick. Eliza, how are you?
Eliza. Eloisa.
I'm well. How old are you?
Is she from the Thornberries? Eloisa.
Yep.
21. What do you got for me? What are we talking about?
Why is she in the dark? She's on mute.
Would you quit your full-time job to go work part-time for your man?
I'm gonna say not the man. I'm gonna keep using
Yeah.
the man. Your man, that's not to me really significant.
No.
Because if you break up with your man, 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna still be working for him. So I don't know if your man, if you have a husband and that's the scenario, I could understand asking that question. But I would never tell a woman, give up your career, your job, your well-paying job or your bills-paying job for some man. No, not at all.
Right.
Message.
So yeah, Kevin, I'm not with you on that because anything can happen when you're just in a relationship with someone versus married to them. So there, I would say no. All right, let's hear what else. The poor audio connection.
Oh, so you're in a relationship right now?
We can't hear her. Very low. Come on, Kevin. You got to do better.
How long have you guys been together?
That he got to do better than that.
Okay.
All right. Let me try to.
So you've been together 2 years.
Let me try to fast forward that because you can't hear anything in that conversation. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Like I said, I don't believe that. Let's see what's going on here.
At all, giving some
And
inkling
there's
that
no
he-
husband energy. You don't do this for a man who ain't you don't do this for a man who's not an employer. You don't do that for a man who's not a husband. You don't do this for a fuck boy. You do this for a man, a husband, a whatever you want to call it, where you guys can form irrevocable trust and make yourselves corporations, whatever the organization on paper looks like. It needs to be formal. Tax benefits, write-offs.
Yeah,
wills,
I agree.
property, names on deeds. Your name needs to be in case of an emergency contact.
I agree.
You don't do this for fuck folks.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so this is the husband, we're married.
No, you're doing it for you're doing it for a man who is moving like a husband. There's something between the day you meet the guy and the moment you become a fiance and a husband. He already has to be. I'm assuming this man is looking for a wife.
Correct.
The men that I know are stable men looking for one woman relationship, and they're looking to promote a woman from over here. So when they find a woman, our instinct is to take you out of a job. Let me tell you something. High value men don't like to share. We don't like to share. We're very territorial. I don't want you going to work. I want you here.
Yeah.
I want you answering, doing stuff over here. When it's time to go somewhere, I don't want you to say, I'm tired. What the fuck? No. So you work for me, then go take a fucking nap. Cause when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. And here's the thing. Men understand we got to pay a price for that. Just like beauty costs.
Yes.
So let me bring in, what's her name? Cece. I'm trying something new, guys. I'm trying to bring in multiple streams and things at one time. Hey, Cece, how are you?
Whatever that other one was, it didn't work at all.
Hi, can you hear me?
So give it up.
I can.
Kevin.
All right, let me park because I'm rushing home from work and I have to hop onto this.
Okay, well, when you get ready, come back.
I'm right here.
Okay. So, ladies, understand, men of value are territorial. They're leaders. And we don't like to share our toys. We don't want you. Here's how we think of it. when we want, like Patrice O'Neal said, we don't always want you around. We want you around, but we don't always want you there. But when we want you, we want you. Like he said, we want you around, maybe in the corner in an event somewhere. Let's just say you in an event. But when he go over to the event, they're like, come on, come out of here. Hypothetically. And he has to pay for that. But if you're at work or you got other responsibilities, he has to wait.
Yeah, that's true.
In order for you to free up. That's like being with another man to us. It took me a while to understand. It feels like you with another man. It's like, well, damn. Hello, Cece.
I agree with that. I want to say I agree with what he's saying. I'm not telling any woman to go out there and sacrifice their livelihood for a man that seems like they're moving towards marriage. I wouldn't say that. Of course, the risk is always up to the woman to take, but I would definitely say wait till you're solidified in marrying the person if the person has those abilities to be able to have that set up. Of course, this doesn't cover most people because most people are not in this situation where a woman can help a man with his business and work for him, quit her job or career to assist. But in this case, for argument's sake, I would never say a woman for her man because that more times than not is temporary than marriages. Marriages are more permanent. Not to say that a woman can't get a divorce, but there's allocations when you're married versus when you just somebody's woman and working for somebody. So I just want to make that comment. What do you think, James?
Yeah, I don't. It's. I'm not sure if that trade-off is really more beneficial than if you're in a marriage. In a relationship, there are expectations, but that's more serious when you get down the line. There have to be some commitment from him, more of a commitment from him as well, to say that okay, you can do this now, you come and do that. So, it's like I said, it's up to the woman. It depends on if you're really that far in a relationship or not. For me, marriage will make you more solidified, and you can do all those things he said. Power of attorney, DNRs, stuff like that. It's usually reserved for marriage partners instead of a relationship type boyfriend, girlfriend, or fiance. That doesn't even count either, even for legal wise. So. Yeah, I kind of agree with that type of statement. It shouldn't be just for that stage relationship. It should be, marriage or later, or above that. But aside from
that, yeah. Let's see if Little John agrees or not. Hold on, Little John. What do you agree with Jim?
Yeah.
Okay, so Little John agrees. Well, let's see if
what.
Let's see if Greta Thunberg agrees. Greta, what do you have to say to Jim?
How dare you?
I guess she doesn't agree. Well, she don't agree with anybody. But this is what The Rock has to say about what Greta Thunberg has to say.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Okay, so that's where we're going to leave it at.
Woo! Are you on Bluetooth or something?
What was
that?
What is that?
No, I disconnected everything.
Okay, so what do you got for me?
So I'm 22.
22.
Okay.
Guys around my age and past my age.
Oh,
and
Lord.
I've learned a lot. My parents are married. And everything you're saying, I can firmly agree to what you're saying about, like, being, female should also understand that a guy can take care of you and, like, the income of, like, looking at it more of, like, I don't need to work my man. I can work for my man. So we can build that as one.
Are you seeing anybody right now?
No.
Yeah, but
no.
I don't want to. We're dating, but we're not really a boyfriend and girlfriend.
I can see that.
35, 36.
Okay. How long have you been seeing him?
A year.
Get out of this.
Well, first of all, let me just say she needs to take them damn fake eyelashes off. I'm just saying, those things are ugly. Ladies, I don't know who told you those things are cute. Those things are not cute. I don't know why you want tarantulas on your eyes. Jim don't find it attractive. I don't find it attractive. If I meet a woman like that, this is what I do. Out of there. So, ladies, if you have self-respect, you wouldn't wear them things on your eyes. All right, let's go back to tarantula eyes.
Oh.
If he's not I say it, look, you're 22, he's 35, 36. You got no reason to be with somebody unless you're just having fun.
Having fun.
But these are your prime years. These are your prime years.
Yeah. Am I rushing into something serious?
Do you want to get married?
Yes, I do.
Did you start dating with the intention of being married?
No.
At first, yeah, but I kind of let it be known that I'm still young. But
okay, Eton, you know where I'm going with it. No, sweetheart. You let's just assume you are a wife.
Right.
Why would you? How long do you think it should take a man who is husband-minded and want a relationship to propose?
3 months, 4 months.
Then you've been in this four times too long.
But what if they're working with my time?
But what if? I can't
I want to move into something serious.
Her time.
And they see potential in me. That's why they're sticking around.
Oh my God!
Why is a 36-year-old man following a 22-year-old woman?
Facts.
Don't give me
I
this.
don't care how you slice it.
No,
you ain't nobody to be followed. I'm just saying that you ain't not anybody to be followed.
Facts.
So I'm not ready for this, not ready for that. Then
that's figgity facts. Yeah. A 36-year-old man is following on your program. There's something wrong with that. That guy is definitely, yeah, definitely. There's something wrong with this picture. So I'm gonna say, really, the guy just just having a good time.
That's what
find a nice young lady, enjoying it.
What if?
She needs to hear from Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, what you got to say to lady with the long eyelashes, fake ones?
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
See, don't fall for no banana in the tailpipe, because that's what you're doing right now. If you're not interested in getting married and a 36-year-old man is kind of not interested in you being interested in getting married, that is definitely a red flag right there. So, ladies, if you're in that situation, like CeCe Peniston always says, keep on walking. I'm not talking to you anymore. Just move on. Keep on. Okay? And what Steve Harvey had to say about all that?
Oh, hell no!
So, move on, lady.
this is the problem. We don't date with intentions, and we try to make wrong people fit.
Yep.
If he's looking for a wife, you're not a wife. Then he needs to dump you.
Gotcha.
If you want to be a wife and he's not a husband, you don't need to date him.
Okay.
See, we get fixated on the wrong people and start trying to make people perfect. No. And a man that's 36 following a 22-year-old woman, and no, that's a bad situation. Well, I mean, I don't think that unless y'all are just strictly in it for fun. But age gap dating, in my opinion, you should be dating age gap for a reason, because you got more to lose than he does. All right. Appreciate you, ladies. See,
so when you're in that situation,
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
you got to get out of it. You got to get out of it, move on. Because if you don't, you're going to end up in a situation you don't want to end up in. What do you think, Jim?
I don't know, the thing would kill me is this, the counter arguments like his. They keep going with the what if category. So for me, what ifs is too many hypotheticals, not enough factuals. So these women create hypothetical situations to try and prove a point, saying that, the situation doesn't account for everything. And what it does is that it allows themselves to think, like delude themselves. They just delude themselves into thinking that they fall into a different category because the situation or the answer that he has doesn't fall into their what ifs. Stop dealing with what ifs, deal with what is, please. We're not here for your hypotheticals. Save that for science class. We're here to talk about what is going on right now. Is these what ifs really happening to you, or you just read about it somewhere? Be more open with what it is you want, what it is you are asking, what is your situation. We're not here for your hypotheticals. I find it very disingenuous that people win arguments are hypotheticals, because please, 2 to 1 is not going to happen to you. It's not. And if you think that you have succeeded because you have a hypothetical argument that you thought of, that's probably like a movie script out of Hollywood, 2 to 1, it's not going to happen. So be honest when you talk to other people. I'm tired of these what ifs, because you are not a what if, you are what is, because you are becoming a statistic. And that's what you're going to end up as when you deal with hypotheticals, because it's not going to happen for you.
I agree.
There's no Russell Whistle for you in your future. There's only a future type, because that's what you go for. There is nothing that you're going to do unless you change for yourself, not other people, yourself, to say that this is what's going on, this is what I'm going to do. Not what if. I can't deal with that anymore.
And you know what you need to do, ladies, if you're in a situation like her? And roll out. Transform and roll out. The truth of the matter is you just got to pay attention and be aware of what you're involved in and what you're getting into. You got to invest in yourself, and you got to invest in people who want to invest in you. And then you got to return it and invest in those people who are investing in you. I know that sounds like a tongue twister there, but the truth of the matter is you got to invest in yourself. You got to meet someone that's willing to invest in you, and you have to return and invest in that person. Because if you don't do it, if you don't invest in someone else like they are investing in you, it'll work out never, because you'll always end up finding problems. And then we know what happens when people find problems. They walk out and it's over for them. And so the only way relationships work is that people work at them. You have to work at relationships. You have to make them work. You have to put in the effort. And if you're not putting in the effort, it's never going to work. So I'm going to leave the video there, and sort of end it and, get to our favorite part of the show. So I'm going to get to that. And we got to come out with those t-shirts very soon. And you know what time it is. Relationship braces. Bringing hearts together, one heart at a time. Jem, you've been gone for a little while with the relationship braces. But clearly, Willow Smith and her friends, lady with the tarantula eyelashes and lady with half her face cut off in the camera, they need some help. What can you tell them, Jim?
Well, for the 18 and 22-year-old, I really give them this. You have some time to get yourself in order and to look for a person that, will be a fit for you. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be easy. And we don't expect it to be. We expect it to stumble, and to learn from the mistakes that you've made. But don't waste your prime years, thinking that you have a lot of time. You have options. No. Once you realize that your asset is your age, you have to take full advantage of it to find someone, and not to think that you could kick the can down the road and the same thing that happened to you at 18 is going to happen to you at 28, 26. No, it's not. Opportunities differ at each time of your life, and at each opportunity that is presented to you. The earlier you are, the more that you have. The later you are, the less you have. And you might have to, I ain't saying the word settle, but you're going to have to learn how to negotiate better if you're going to kick the can down the road. So that means your skills going to have to improve based upon where you are in life. And if you don't improve upon these skills, if you don't realize that you're not in certain positions to do things like you once were, you have to read the room and read what you're going through very selectively. If you don't do that, you're going to repeat the same mistakes over and over. You're going to feel like, you can do the same things that you could do at 26, you could do at 8 that you did at 18, which is totally not true. For the ladies later in life, like I said, learn how to negotiate, learn how to communicate, learn how to know that you are not in the same situations, or the situation is not the same as it once were. That's a problem that most people, including men too, go into. You go back into your default status. That's not going to work at over 20 or 30 years old. It's not going to work. The false status of the way you think it's not going to work. You have to evolve and, read what's going on in society, read what's going on around you. It's hard. You have to be attentive. And if you have kids, it's 10 times worse because you have to look after them and yourself. But you have control over the situations you get into. There's no such thing as, you were young or stuff like that. It's making mistakes. There's always a mistake to be made. There's always a lesson to be learned from it. Always take away what you learned from that lesson. And please, if you make a mistake, please realize that most of the mistakes is minimum 50% you, maximum 100% you. So whenever you do that, realize you are part of the mistake. It wasn't beyond your control. You are a part of it. Secondly, I would like to say is, we're not here to judge. Most people are not here to judge. Most people are not here to belittle. Most people are not really like that. It's we just want to learn what growth that you've experienced from it. And, when you talk to other people about it, be sincere when you talk to them. Don't leave out information. Don't give hypotheticals, because it means that you're not sincere in finding a solution. And that's what most people want to be, solution oriented. That's what it should be.
I agree with those braces. Good braces for today. And, people, life is not like a movie. So I don't want you to think that everything turns out great. You got to make it. I always like to say in life, sometimes a miracle comes your way, and sometimes you have to make a miracle happen. And you have to know when to do those things. Let it happen and make it happen. And I just wanted to pretty much leave it there. And thank everybody for tuning in. I appreciate the support. We do this because we care. We appreciate everybody who listens in, who offers constructive criticism and supports the show. That being said, it is Jonathan St. James along with Jim. And until next time, farewell.